joined now by Dan Clark-Neal. Now, you know Dan probably from presenting this morning with his husband, Rylan, but you might not know that Dan has a background in the Metropolitan Police and he worked on Operation U-Tree and also with the Child Protection Agency. So a lot of experience here, Dan. You know, Nadia and Linda were very, very shocked. How common is this?
Unfortunately, as with all online crime, it's a growing issue. It is really common, and only last week the NSPCC announced that there'd been a 250% increase in the number of calls to Childline from children concerned about online abuse in the last 3 years. That's a massive increase, and it's a big issue, and they're asking parents to really talk to their children about the dangers of using their tablets, their smartphones and their games consoles, and it's something that's great that you're highlighting today.
We can't ignore it, can we? Like Jane said, there's this thing like, oh, but it wouldn't happen to my children. My children are far too sensible to do that, but it can happen to anybody.
Well, I think it's like you said about you putting your fingers in the ears, and it's something that you like to think that we don't need to worry about. Like, a lot of parents don't like to have the sex conversation, do they? And this is kind of almost more important than that now, because it is a growing problem. And from what you've just seen,
that was hardcore pornography, what that man sent to a 13-year-old.
And I mean, kids, they get educated. They do in that, what is it, PHC, which we can never
Personal social
lessons at school. It's sort of there that they teach them about. But actually, the parents don't particularly get taught. There's almost an argument for parents going in on those lessons as well.
What are your main kind of tips or advice then? If there are parents watching, you know, the kids have got some kind of device, tablet for Christmas, what should they be doing to check that their children will be safe online?
The main thing is to talk to your children, and I think you touched upon that in the last part, Ruth. It's important to talk to your children. Don't make a big deal of the conversation. Normalise it as much as you can, because as much as we're talking about it, then they might be embarrassed and think, oh, it doesn't matter, Mum, doesn't matter, Dad. When they do get that message from someone they don't know, they'll be more inclined to talk to you. So communication is key to everything in life, and we know that as adults, and I think we need to teach our children that it's OK to talk about these things and not to be embarrassed, not to be ashamed, because a lot of kids won't come forward to talk to...
How do you actually stop? So that film that was sent to a 13-year-old girl, I don't even want my 13-year-old to even see that, never mind talk to me about it. So how do you prevent that as a parent?
Unfortunately, you can't in some cases. I mean, we have to look at parental controls, and I know you're going to talk about that in a second, Nadia.
Well, we've actually made a film online which tells you in really simple format how to actually work on the settings.
It is quite hard.
We didn't know about.
No, you literally have to go into settings and click on something else and click on switch things off.
It's really difficult. And I think, to answer your question, Jane, I think we need to work out how to navigate social media ourselves, because our kids are one step ahead of us. Like, I've got a 17-year-old son.
Several steps.
Yeah, Kevin's 17 now, and a few years back, I mean, I know you were talking about with Jack and how it's difficult to sort of take away that privacy from him, but we went through a phase where we took his iPhone and his iPod away from him at night at a certain time, because he was staying up so late, we don't know what he was doing on there.
So you just have to not be their friend and be their parent, don't you? And say, I'm just trying to keep you safe. Well, listen, Dan, I wish we had more time to talk. We don't, but I just want to say all that advice and Nadia's guide to how to switch off all these things on their phone is all on our website. But thank you very much. Dan Clark-Neal, everybody. If you've enjoyed that, then why not click here for more? And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here so that you never miss out on the best Loose Women moments.